Oh, let me put in my ear. I know it's first thing in the morning. Yes, yes, yes. I'm 47 years old. I lost my hearing on my 40th birthday. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It is early Saturday morning. It's just past 7 o'clock. I just got up a couple of minutes ago and I'm getting ready for my Saturday morning crypto talk that I do for the community. And first thing is I wake up, turn on the news, and I see that there's a war on as far as Israel and Palestine. They say, citizens of Israel, we are at war. So I'll be monitoring that today. Today I thought it was going to be a pretty easy day. Do my crypto talk, watch the Colorado game, and WWE pay-per-view. But anyways, I'll be, wow, that's serious. So I'm just watching it on the news. But anyways, I'm just, had a thought this morning because I had a conversation with my partner, Greg Thurman, yesterday, and we were kind of reminiscent about the good old days back in the day. You know, I've known him since 2009 or 10. That was when I got 2009. I got laid off from my job and I came back to the direct selling space. And, you know, the rest is history. But we all had a beginning somewhere. And my beginning, you know, the reason why I labeled this video, you know, whatever happened to the Wake Up Now alumni, the Solevei alumni, Visalis, you guys remember those companies? Well, I had a beginning as well. My first company was ACN. Everything that I have today, my path has been charted because of that company. Now, I'm not a part of ACN today. I haven't been a part of ACN in 20 years, 17 years or so. But that company laid the foundation for everything that I have now. And not so much the company, but the culture the company allowed, the culture of the leadership, the training. In my opinion, I still believe in the modern era of direct sales network marketing. I believe that ACN has the best training, but those trainers also came from someplace. Those old school trainers came from the old Amway days, A.L. Williams training from the 80s. You know, those old school companies. I didn't get started until the late 90s. 98 is when I came into the direct selling space 25 years ago. And to this day, you know, this is my 25th year in the direct selling industry. I still attribute all of my success to giants that created the company culture of ACN, like Montrell Jackson, Sam Oram, you know, Mike Ashby, Pasha Oliver Carter, Steve Carter, Byron Nelson, Gene Flynn, Harry Flynn, James Dentley, Oren Solomon, Larry Raskin. No, the list can go on and on and on. Starting from the owners, Greg Provenzasco, the twins, Mike. Those leaders laid the foundation, and they all went on after, you know, a lot of them that you know, there was a black exodus out of ACN. A lot of them went on to different opportunities and led the companies that they went to. You know, one of the biggest was Steve Carter and 5 Links. These are individuals. Chris Oliver, I gotta leave out Chris Oliver. These individuals I will always have much mad respect for, whether I ever work with them or not. I can never talk bad about them and the impact that they've left on the industry, and their training continued to go forward and their new opportunities. Now, that was an era where there was no social media back in those early days. When I started to have much success in this space, it came because of social media. being able to, I was listening, the very first person, I got to say, that gave me the most important lesson in the social media era was Cedric Harris. When I saw a video of him sitting in the back of his house, like on the lake, and he was talking about video marketing, and what was the name of that company? My Lead System, I think. My Lead System Pro, MLSP. But he said something that changed everything for me. He was like, look, you can't be out there trying to brand a company. You need to brand you. Start making videos. People need to see who you are. I don't care if it's a 30-second video or a 5-minute video. Make one video a day and upload it to YouTube. This is before we understand the whole Facebook type stuff and lives. It was videos. He said, do a video a day. I don't care what it is you're talking about. You just got to say something. And I took that to heart. Now that I look back, I've got more than 3,000 videos, millions of views on YouTube, and my entire career was based from that. So I got to give a shout out to Cedric Harris for dropping that gem that I ran with. He didn't know who the hell I was. He didn't even know I probably saw his video. He knows who I am now, but he didn't know who I was back then. And I thought I was just some little peon. And I wasn't part of his team takeover group. I just stumbled across his training and influence. He was one of the top producers from My Lead System Pro, MLSP. And then as we moved into the social media era, it allowed for more companies to come into this space. A lot more. The granddaddy of the late 90s, especially in the digital space, was ACN, Excel Communication. And man, I still got my video. I still got this video. And my very first promotion. Well, actually, this isn't. It was called EFT at the time I got it, but ETT, Executive Field Trainer, Executive Team Trainer. Those of you who come from ACN know about that. But Excel Communication and ACN leaders, they scattered. Then you've had the Organo Golds, the YTBs, the TLC, the 5 links that came out first. Travel industry, coffee industry, health and wellness. And then my biggest big break was when I was in Vitel Wireless. That walked me off my job. But at that time, oh man, there was an explosion of companies and movements. One of them, Wake Up Now. You guys remember that one? Wake Up Now, Solevei. Solevei was direct competition with my company because we were in the cell phone. And Solevei, I remember they had their grand opening. It was an all-green party. They had the limos pulling up, and they were live streaming it. So I was watching it. I was like, man, these guys, man, I was hating a little bit. And they had CeeLo Green on stage dancing and everything. I was like, man, good old Solevei. Then you had the Wake Up Now was the bad boys of the industry. Any of you guys were in Wake Up Now? Yeah, they were the ones. I was like the next generation of marketers. They said, look, we ain't going to do it the old school way. We're not going to be stuffy with our suits and ties on. We coming in with tank tops and flip-flops, and we going to be in your face. We going to be brash. They were out there, renting private planes and renting cars, going down to Miami, getting on yachts. It was flashy. It was we flashing the money. We showing the lifestyle. That's completely different than the way I was brought up in this industry. So I was kind of at odds with that. I was like, man, what are these clowns doing? But like them or not, they made an impact. They made a big impact. And, it didn't last. Most of these new companies don't last. But for the time, the season that they had, they made a mark on this industry, same as Solevei. And as I was reflecting about my old mentors that I still revere today, that I still see them in what they're doing in the industry and their progress, it made me think, wait, you know what? Where are all the Wake Up Now people at today? The top leaders, what are they doing? Where are all the Solevei leaders, what impact have they left besides a reputation as a contribution to this industry moving forward? You know, the generations. I mean, my generation can go back to the tag team days of Delzino, Wilson, Debriano, who I've only met once, but I never worked with. I didn't come in ACN under a tag team. I was after the fact. But the influence that tag team had is relevant in me. When people see me operate, they think, and they hear I was in ACN, they think, oh, you was part of tag team with Delzino. I said, no, I was trained by the people he trained. You know, and then there's a new generation after me and what so. So I was just curious, random thought in the morning, what legacy have the leaders of Solevei, Wake Up Now, and those type of companies left today? And what are those leaders doing today? If you guys were in those companies, and you know who the top leaders were, what's everybody doing today? This is all before the whole crypto craze that came years later. I'm talking about that window between 2010 and 2017. That window. There was some other companies that really made an impact during that time, like Visalis. You guys remember the weight loss and drive away in your Mercedes. Everybody had a Mercedes. You had Organo Gold. I mean, Holton Bugs. What can I say about that? Killing it. But what are they all doing now? What opportunities are they doing now? Without question, the largest and most successful run that's taking place right now is Live Good. And a lot of leaders from many other companies have all merged together on the Live Good movement. But I'm not, because of crypto has left a wake of dead bodies going back the last 6 years or so. And everybody's scattered around and doing different things. But I do see a new movement taking place today. Actually, over the past 2 weeks, I was approached a while back because Russell Brunson is coming out with a new product. And everybody's losing their mind over that. And all it really takes is a few top key leaders to start posting about it, and like dominoes or lemmings, whatever you want to call it, everybody else is going to fall in line, follow suit. And I see, there was two movements in the past that was almost cult-like in nature. Two movements. One was Empower Network, Dave Wood, and I swear you couldn't tell the people that was rocking Empower Network, you couldn't tell them nothing. A lot of money was being made. They built a culture around that was impenetrable. Another movement that was like that was Global Information Network, GIN, with Kevin Trudeau. How many of you guys remember that one? Global Information Network, GIN. Those two movements was, if you're looking at it from the outside, straight up cult-like. You couldn't tell them nothing because they mixed kind of pseudo-religion, personal development mindset, the laws of the universe, in with their business model itself of making money. And when you are programming people's minds to be on that type of a level, it's impenetrable. Now, David Wood kind of went crazy, what happened to him at the end. I haven't heard any new information about what's going on with him, his partners. But both of those movements had collapsed, and we're about time for a new one. So I'm going to make a prediction. like I said, I've been in this industry for 25 years. I'm an analyst. I'm a strategist. I watch very, very closely. And I study a lot. And I love the culture, people, how people operate in every company coming up with their own culture. We're about time for a new movement to happen that's going to be on a cult-like scale. And my prediction, let it be known that I'm saying it here first, is going to end up being the new Russell Brunson opportunity. Now, it's not technically network marketing. It's more about education of personal development stuff and creating one central source for all the personal development that you can go to. So I'm making a prediction that is going to end up being a cult-like movement among networkers. Not Russell Brunson. He's not going to be the one that's going to create that culture like that. He's a marketer. He can come out with a freaking cookbook and then say this is brand new and have 100,000 people pay for it. Nah, he's just taking advantage of something that is missing in the industry and open. So this new cult-like movement is going to be this whole new Russell Brunson. If you think I'm lying, just watch. Watch social media. Watch what the top leaders start posting, what they start talking about, and how they start doing it. And like I said, when you try to mix in on this personal development stuff where people get religious with it, just like Empower Network, just like Global Information Network, they're going to do the same thing with this one. Now, does that mean that I think that it's a bad opportunity? Absolutely not. I think it's going to be, they're going to offer a great service and content for the people. But I'm not talking about the product. I'm talking about the culture of how people are going to act when it comes to it. I'm already starting to see a little bit of it. If people have been asking me if I jumped on it, and if I hesitate, just hesitating, why, Brandon, your personal development, why aren't you, man, are you crazy? Russell Brunson's Brandon Russell Brunson. Brandon Ivey's Brandon Ivey in my own company, ILCA, which I also do personal development too. It's about where my focus is. So just because I may say no to something doesn't mean it's a bad opportunity. It's just where we are at this time. So I was just having that thought this morning about this industry, the culture, the top leaders, what impact that they've left, and how many people that they've reached. Like, I'm old school ACN leaders, the Excel Communications, the YTB people, those leaders that created the company cultures back then. I know they're doing well today in anything that they do. And then when you look at the next generation companies, I don't know so much. When I say where are the Wake Up Now, the Soleveis, the Visalis, the Organo Golds, the YTB still killing it. The rebels of the industry, the ones that threw a middle finger up to tradition and everybody else because they wanted to do it their way, and they did. They made a mark. They made a lot of money. They created a movement. But my question is, where are they now? How many lives have they touched? And was that way still duplicatable? Is that mentality still happening today? I do see it in a lot of the scam companies. I see it in the scam companies. And what's going to be the future of network marketing? What's going to be the new company? Will it be a health and wellness company? Will it be a fintech type company? Will it be a digital type company taking advantage of blockchain technology, not Bitcoin and crypto? I think one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of companies made is that they tried to make Bitcoin and trading as the product itself and take advantage of that. and guaranteeing income. And, that's not going to work in this space. So what is the future of direct sales? Where are we going? And we have a different generation coming in, the baby boomer generation. Those guys that came up in the A.L. Williams days, they came up in the Amway, the old Excel, the ACN. They're older now. They're ready to retire and move on. And so now we've got a new generation coming up, and the industry's not the same. Marketing's not the same. So what will there be, or is there any such thing anymore as legacy-based companies that are built upon years and years of growth and training? I remember when I first got started, what is that, Tim? $99 to make $39 to sponsor and 10% level 2 a money. Oh, you talking about the new deal? Is that the new Russell Brunson deal that technically is not supposed to be network marketing? It's a 2-level. But like I said, Russell Brunson, he's a master marketer. He gonna make $100 million off of it. But the issue I have is the people. I know how other marketers are going to do. I'm already starting to see it, how that plays out. But back to my original question is, are these new companies today going to be able to leave a mark like the old school? Back when I came up, we didn't have social media, so if we weren't having success in a company, we only had 2 choices. One choice was to quit and go back to our 9-to-5 job. The second choice was to sit, learn the skills necessary to have success. Reprogram yourself, change your mindset. For me, it took 10 years. Other people, they can do it in 6 months. So I took 10 years to figure it out. That was the only choice. That's not the case today. Today, people are like, I'm not going to go back to a 9-to-5 job. I'll just go join a different company, where the different company, the grass is greener, and they're promising you to be able to make a lot more money and you don't have to do anything. And in fact, that's the thing now. People don't want to work. They want to invest, but they don't want to work. There's no such thing. It's not possible. You've got to work. You've got to put in the work. And when it doesn't work fast enough, then they just jump ship to another thing, jump ship to another thing, jump ship to another thing. And social media and the internet has allowed that to be possible. We have no shortage of opportunities. None. You can quit your business today and go join another one tomorrow. And there's always a new one coming up. But I'm speaking now because I don't see the same duplication of the right culture from the second generation companies, from the Wake Up Nows, the Visalis, the Soleveis, the rebels in the industry, because there were more marketers than builders. And there's only a few. I mean, Cedric Harris has that team takeover that's generational duplication. But a lot of the stuff that I see out here today was duplicating bad behavior to begin with, and the company is a result of it. But this new deal with Russell Brunson is going to sweep like wildfire through the industry, the same way Empower Network and Global Information Network did. And in my opinion, we're going to see cult-like activity. So now that I said that, we'll see what happens. Shout out to all of you old school leaders that had an impact on my life. You still making it happen now. You're crushing it. Shout out to the leaders that's making things happen and live good, because I do see that old school mentality as a culture kind of being brought in, live good. I don't know how long this will last or what they do, but it looks like they're duplicating and things are happening on the right path. And I haven't seen too much shenanigans lately from anybody out there. But I got my eye on now this new, the Russell Brunson deal. I got my eye on it, not so much because of what he's doing, but more because of who I see promoting and how. And I know how they operate and what's going to happen. So I'm going to be watching closely, and I'll be making some comments. As I told you guys yesterday, I'm coming back out. I've been quiet for the last year. My business is almost 2 years old. We've been gradually growing it. We've done 6 figures. My goal 2024, make it a 7-figure business. I've been very heavily involved in the crypto space, not in the opportunities, but on the investing side, the technology. Bitcoin is coming back bigger than ever, where the future of Bitcoin is being built right now that most people have no idea about. In fact, a lot of people in crypto aren't even educated in crypto. They don't even know what's going on. But with that, I'll let you guys go. I'm about to do my crypto talk. Get ready for that this morning. It will be public. We've got 6 months until the next halving is coming up. 6 months. Now might be the time you want to start to get yourself plugged in to get educated to what's going on. I didn't say join a company. I said get educated to what's going on. So I will be doing a public crypto talk in 15 minutes from now. And everybody's invited because it will be publicly streamed everywhere. So take care, everybody. I will be having a lot more of my random thoughts. Randomly, I won't even announce I'm going public. I'm just going random because I'm just talking. And you feel free to listen to me or ignore me. That's up to you. Have a great weekend. I want to see how Colorado does today. And then we got Rams and the Eagles tomorrow. My wife's from Philly, and they're playing right here in L.A. Rams versus Eagles tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Those of you in my ILCA community, I will see you in 15 minutes. Bitcoin Brandon out. Bye-bye.